Back to the Giro D'Italia, though. It was a huge win for Casper van Uden yesterday, but plenty of drama in the run into the sprint behind. Alleged drama, maybe I should say, actually, Adam.
Perceived drama, wasn't it?
What a load of rubbish. Basically. What a load of rubbish. People getting DQ'd, yellow carded for nothing. Literally nothing. I really feel like the UCI is just slowly ruining bunch sprints because all the rules, regulations, some of them don't match up, for one. You can't do this, you can do that, but if you do that, you'll get relegated. So do that, but we're not allowed to do that because you'll get a yellow card. It just doesn't make sense how they're applying these yellow cards and not disqualifications, relegations. It's just ridiculous.
OK, well, talk me through it then. Let's see what exactly we're talking about. Because, first of all, Max Canter was relegated from 5th to last place, wasn't he?
So this is the rider we're looking at. And basically, he got in trouble with the UCI, got relegated for shoulder barging. Now, the first instance we saw was against Caden Groves. He comes close to Caden. Caden has to get out the saddle at this point there, just to throw his bike back to make sure he doesn't collide with the wheel and cause an accident. Canter was in front of him. For me, Groves should have braked.
Nothing going on there.
Nothing.
Should be fine.
Exactly this. But this is what the relegation's for. Against Mads Pedersen there. So he's moved Mads Pedersen out of the way. Not technically moved him, but if you look at this white line as a guide, Canter doesn't necessarily move off of that. Mads is trying to hold his position. Canter's trying to hold his on the wheel in front of him. But this is what the relegation's for. But as you can see, there is no real big movement off the line and no one's impeded. So I don't understand why.
You could argue Mads actually lent more than actually.
If there's any shouldering, shouldering came from Mads' side. And I think that the manoeuvring, that's what sprints are about, manoeuvring, daring to go in, very subtle movements. He didn't shoulder anybody.
No, exactly.
And it's quite standard sprinting fare as well, isn't it?
It is.
What about Bram Welton then? Because he was also given a yellow card. He wasn't relegated. But talk to me about this one. This is maybe even more unusual.
Yeah.
Right, so the UCI brought in a rule saying when you do a lead out, you have to keep going to the line, go 100% effort to the line. You must hold your line. You must not swing to the right outside of the road to get out of the way. Stay where you are. Welton, did a perfect job of this. So it's a rider we're looking at here, right in the middle. He's just finished his lead out. His sprint is starting, excuse me, and he sits up immediately because of the effort he's just had to put in. As you can see, though, as he's heading back through the bunch, he's not impeding anyone. He's not in the way of anyone. If he swung to the left more, arguably, when he finished his lead out, he could have moved someone out of the way. So staying in the middle is the right thing to do, unless there is clear space. The UCI give him a yellow card for this. But the UCI, along with this, they also say you must not swing to the left, you must not hold your line. And getting information on the ground, when this was argued, they said, no, you must hold back in your lead out a little bit more so you can give 100% effort to the line.
That's absolutely ridiculous. That's not the way the sport operates. It's a terminal effort. And in that occasion, nobody was... the only guys that had to move around there were like fighting for 20th place or something. There was nothing wrong with that at all.
And I guess the problem with this as well is it creates uncertainty in a bunch sprint, and it's already hectic enough. If you are unsure as exactly what the rules are supposed to be and how they're going to be interpreted, then that's a recipe for chaos, isn't it, Robbie?
The UCI have said two different things at times. They've said after a lead-out, get yourself out of the way. After a lead-out, don't swing across, stay in line. No, don't stay in line because you'll impede someone. But that was a ridiculous situation. He did a great job. He did not only a great job for his teammate, he did a great job of not interfering with anyone else and getting himself out of the way. Once you've done the job properly, you can't just keep going at the speed of the bunch into the line. It is absolutely ridiculous. If they hadn't given him something for that, they could have chosen to give him a fine or a yellow card for celebrating a teammate's win, because if you contribute in a lead-out to someone else's victory, you're not allowed to punch the air or remove your hands from the bars, sit up and celebrate. He got near the line and he sort of went, yeah, and turned it into wiped the sweat off his top lip. Just nothing going on here.
Just wiping my nose.
Listen, these guys aren't happy anyway. We'll see what happens today and exactly how the UCI are going to interpret any rules. But as you can see, the neutralised rule out is underway.